Junior Welterweight Muay Thai Championship, Panjunsuk versus Matee Dejeepitka. Panjunsuk, 5 feet 10 inches tall. He's 22 years of age. His record 80, 35, and 10.
Let's go. This is Red Fighter.
Spent the afternoon in the hotel today listening to his compact disc player. Looks very confident strolling into the ring. Panjunsuk. And this is Matee Dejeepitka. 30 years of age, 180 fights. Out of Thailand, fights out of the Siam Muay Thai camp. Matee is in the ring, and here comes Panjunsuk. Here's Panjunsuk from Saraburi, Thailand, very close to Bangkok. Fights out of the SKB gym in Bangkok. And this is a guy that's had a lot of trouble, Blinky, getting fights because he's so big, he's so tough, nobody wants anything to do with him.
Well, I'll tell you, Phil, he learned the craft well. Grew up fighting, had to fight to make a living, and he's done a good job at it.
Panjunsuk. And let's go to the center of the ring now and Chris Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, from the Santa Ana Star Hotel Casino in New Mexico, Dennis Warner and Instinct Productions present to you Bad to the Bone. Tonight's fight is sanctioned by the New Mexico State Athletic Commission. The chairman is Commissioner Max Madrid, the inspector ringside Max Sabeda, and also this fight is sanctioned by the Santa Ana Pueblo Boxing Commission. Ken Faquin is the chairman. The judges for tonight's bout are the Honorable Dejeepitka, Tony Rosales, and Al Martinez. The doctors are Dr. Aries and Dr. Leon. Your timekeepers, Esther Lopez and Rachel Trujillo. And now, it's time to rock and roll. Our main event. 5 rounds for the IKKC World Junior Welterweight Muay Thai title. Let's meet the fighters. First, in the blue corner, weighing 145 pounds, he's wearing white and red. He's from Saraburi, Thailand, and is fighting out of SVK Gym in Thailand. His record, 80, 35, and 10. He is the current Wushu champion. Here is Panjunsuk. Panjunsuk. And in the red corner, wearing blue, weighing in at 142 3/4 pounds, his record 130, 45 and 5. He's originally from Thailand, comes to us by way of Indianapolis, Indiana, and is fighting out of Siam Muay Thai camp. He's the IKKC World Champion defending his belt tonight. I give you Matee Dragon Legs Dejeepitka. And the third man in the ring tonight, from Carbon Hill, Alabama, your referee, Cecil People.
Now the experienced Cecil Peoples, the third man in the ring as we get set for a world championship fight.
Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all time. We use elbows. Thank you.
Elbows are allowed in this Muay Thai championship. And Blinky, what does Panjunsuk got to do to win this fight?
Well, Phil, Panjunsuk's going to have to walk in and really utilize his height and go to the body with them knees. Follow up with the elbows and then begin to use them kicks high to the head and to the neck.
And how about the world champion Matee? To keep his title, he's got to do what?
Matee's going to have to use that big left leg and try to land it with authority. And when he gets inside, elbow upward, or jump up and come down with the elbow to the top of the head.
Now the third man joining us here at ringside for our main event is a man who has made so many trips to Thailand. He knows this sport well, not only in the United States, but also throughout Bangkok and all of Thailand. He's got his own studio in Upland, California. Bob Cheney. Bob, welcome to Mike's Side.
Thank you, Phil.
Bob, tell us about the history of this particular ceremony we're seeing now.
This is called Y Crew. And what they're doing is paying respect to the trainers, the past trainers, the past fighters, to their camp. And it's a psyching of themselves mentally, because it's not only they warming up their body, they're kind of warming up their mind for this. They're psyching themselves up as well as the opponent. A lot of American people really don't understand the spiritual significance, but the Thai fighters do this from their very first fights as young children, and when you bring them over that don't do the Y crew, they have a hard time getting into the fight.
So the ceremony itself is called the Y crew.
Exactly.
When you look at these ring records of both Matee, 130 wins, 45 losses, Panjunsuk, 80 wins, 35 losses, many people in the United States and across Canada say, wait a minute, how could these records stand? But what so many people don't understand is in Thailand, they begin to count their records from the time that these fighters are very, very young fighters. Panjunsuk and Matee's ring records really began the first time they stepped into a ring.
Exactly, and they're also fighting 5 rounds, unlike American fighters who do 10 and 12 round fights.
Well, this should be a good one. Blinky, we talked about this main event just a few moments ago. Who do you like?
I'll tell you, I'm really looking forward to see the young man, Panjunsuk, because I've heard so much about him. I want to see if in fact it's all true.
And Bob, who do you like in this fight? You like the experience or the youth?
I like the youth.
Well, 2 votes for Panjunsuk over Matee, and if Panjunsuk wins, he will unseat the World Championship belt from Matee.
Nice attempted straight left hand. Both fighters are wasting no time.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen a Thai fighter as tall as Panjunsuk.
Well, the Thai fighters normally start out their first round a little bit slower to feel each other out. We explained on both, and this is America. American people don't understand that, so they're picking up the pace more rapidly than they would normally in Thailand.
Absolutely, Phil. Bob, they came out and wasted no time. Attempted elbow, big straight left hand.
Panjunsuk has really strong left leg. He depends on his left leg a lot. But likewise, Matee also has a strong left leg. Matee is more of a well-rounded fighter. Panjunsuk is, being young and a little strong, has that big left leg and a really good left elbow.
Nice little waist movement from Matee.
Keep in mind, fight fans across the United States and Canada, elbows are permitted in this main event. Boy, they can do some big-time damage. These are 3-minute rounds with 2-minute rests.
Without question, you can see the experience of Matee.
Exactly.
Great timing.
He's so experienced, and he's only been over here about 6 months, and he was fighting on a regular basis in Thailand. It's just like some of the Thai fighters been here for 2 or 3 years and haven't been training, fighting regularly.
Both fighters loading up to the legs, and like you said, Bob, earlier, normally they start a lot slower. They've just begun to load up immediately from the touch of the glove.
This tended to be a little bit of a grudge match. I mean, Panjunsuk doesn't want to go back to Thailand losing to the guy that became American highest, and the American fighter doesn't want to lose to Panjunsuk.
There's that tremendous left leg. The Panjunsuk.
Panjunsuk trying to load up with that right hand and missed wildly. Final 10 seconds of this opening round. Well, the real feeling out round for both Matee, Dejeepitka and Panjunsuk. Panjunsuk, at least in the first 3 minutes of this fight, really unable to establish any superiority due to that height advantage. It's an amazing thing when you see a fighter that has such a height advantage, you would automatically assume that he would have an advantage. Didn't happen in this first round.
Exactly, Phil. I mean, you see Matee there just immediately went on the attack, tried to land a big left hand there. You see him countering with both of the back legs.
Well, these are 3-minute rounds with 2-minute rests in the Muay Thai style of fighting. And Bob, all the travel you've done over to Thailand, the question would be, why 2-minute rests? Why do these guys need 2 minutes?
Well, their feelings are, unlike American fights that go 10 or 12 rounds,
right.
And they tend to pace themselves. They're going 5 rounds. They use the first round to kind of establish for the betting, for the gaming. The second round picks up. Third and fourth round are non-stop action. The fifth round, the fight is usually determined, and the winner is almost always determined for that time.
Now, you're talking about the betting and the gaming. Does this go on between rounds in Thailand?
They usually start betting in the second, third round. They'll bet all the way up to the fourth round. The odds change, of course.
And can you change opponents?
Yes, you can change opponents.
So you one round be betting on one, and the next round you're betting on the other?
You can be down $100 on one guy and suddenly stack up on the other guy in the fourth round, but the odds change.
And is it true they bet on anything and everything, not only as it pertains to the fighter, who's going to sit down first, who's going to get up off the stool first?
Actually, in the stadium, no. At home, they do, yes.
Well, both fighters are indeed up off the stools right now. There was no betting done here at ringside between Bob Blinky or I. So as we get set for round 2, no money has changed hands. Panjunsuk and Matee Dejeepitka.
In Thailand, normally the blue corner is the favored corner over the red corner.
Already you can begin to see the welts on the right rib cage of Matee.
Panjunsuk almost had a shot at Matee.
And those are some powerful kicks going on. For those of you that have never been kicked, believe me, you don't want to be.
Look at the welts on his left leg.
And his entire rib cage on the right side. There we've seen Matee try to land that big left hand on more than one occasion. Good front kick there with the back leg of Panjunsuk.
Wow, listen to that snap.
Ripping shot to the body. And you look at Matee and he doesn't even blink his eyes, Bob.
And that's his right leg. Remember, his left leg is his favorite leg. You can see tremendous determination on Panjunsuk's face. Panjunsuk is really determined.
Double left leg attempt by Matee.
Matee on the move. Panjunsuk goes down.
And you can see Panjunsuk didn't like that at all, Bob. He jumped up. And that's almost an embarrassment. They don't like going down to the mat like that, do they, Bob?
No, usually in Thailand, you don't see them try to intimidate each other. They're standing over the downed opponent. That normally doesn't happen in Thailand.
Tremendous leg kick by Panjunsuk.
Matee left hand, left leg.
That's his favorite leg, Phil,
yes,
that left leg.
What's noticeably missing here in this fight is much knee action normally you see in Thailand.
Double left leg by Panjunsuk. There you see Matee switching. Now he switched back. He's going back and forth.
Matee counters with the left leg. No damage done. Both fighters taking his third round off for the most part.
Little blood on the left elbow of Matee.
Now, gentlemen, through 3 rounds, how do you have it unofficially, Bob?
It's pretty close. I look for the action to heat up pretty much in this 4th round.
Now, action in this 3rd round. And just take a listen to this next kick. It was delivered by Panjunsuk. Wow.
That sounded worse than the belt when I used to spank my children.
Luckily, it was with the foot, not the shin.
No question, that shin is devastating. That might have crushed a couple of ribs.
Absolutely.
Should he have landed with the shin, Bob.
Oh, Panjunsuk did not like having his leg pulled out from under him by Matee.
Tremendous kicking power. It's amazing the type of centrifugal force that they can whip from them hips. Years and years of training.
Well, they start fighting at 8, 9 years old.
Let's take a look at the rules and how they differ from other type of kickboxing we will see.
The knee to the body, chest, to the lower abdomen and thighs. Elbows allowed to the face. Only the second time in America in this main event. There's no 3 knockdown rule in effect, but there is a standing 8 count mandatory in effect.
Yeah, the first time we saw elbows allowed was last December in Las Vegas.
At the Palms.
At the Palms, that's right. And we're seeing it again here tonight. We have not seen any elbows land, but boy, I'll tell you, when you do see them land, it is a devastating weapon.
Well, Tara Whitnoy had 32 stitches in his eye from MuayThai, the champion who won that fight. And that was Licks, is the trainer of Panjunsuk, is also the trainer of Tara Whitnoy, the SKD camp.
Actually, in the first round, Matee came out and tried to land a couple of elbows. 2 high kicks delivered there by Panjunsuk. But
The action's going to pick up this round. Panjunsuk gets up pushing.
there's a right elbow by Panjunsuk. And Cecil Peoples really got his work cut out.
Panjunsuk trying to go upstairs with that big left leg now with the straight front kick.
There's that knee action I talked about that we were missing before.
All to the left rib cage of Matee. Matee really slowing down this round. Trying to go for that high kick to the neck, Bob.
Well, exactly, and you know, this is the time that the youth should take over and start really pushing this fight. Matee, strong left leg.
Trying to rip the shot there, but you know, you notice the difference in the welts on the bodies. The welts on the bodies of Matee,
Exactly.
you know, are just all over. And you look at, you know, upon Panjunsuk, and there's really no marks on his body.
But Panjunsuk is defending a little better against the kicks. He's absorbing with the shin and the elbow and the forearm.
Okay.
Now Cecil Peoples jumping right in the middle of these 2 extraordinary Thai fighters.
Tempted knees there by both fighters. Right knee.
Stop. Step back.
Doubling up on the left leg. Right shoulder looked like it popped out of
Looks
him.
like his shoulders popped out. We've got a dislocated shoulder, I believe. The referee is now summoning the physician.
Sit down.
They've got a clock stoppage here in this main event in the 4th round as Matee was backpedaling and all of a sudden just dropped his right shoulder.
It's up to them.
It's dislocated.
He's dislocated.
Doctor saying that the right shoulder is dislocated on Matee.
Yeah, it wasn't the result of a blow at all. It just appears as if it just popped out. Now the physician's going to, I believe, going to try and pop it back in. back in.
People are going to respect this guy. What a man, huh? You got to respect this fighter.
No question. You talk about blood and guts.
Unbelievable. I've been doing this 13 years. I've never seen that.
Neither have I, but there's no dog in that young man right there named Matee because he wants to finish this fight. Amazing.
A lot of courage, Mickey.
Wow.
I don't think Panjunsuk is going to cut him any slack. You still see that right shoulder bothering him.
Yeah, it is. And it's going to be bothering him. But
Matee winces as he heads back to his corner, moves that shoulder around, and now takes a seat. We'll show it to you again. The dislocation was not the result of any kind of a kick or a blow. It was while he was moving away. He just winced and dropped his right shoulder.
There you seen him right there. He backed away. He bounced up off his toes. Both fighters clenched, and right
there, his arm pushed down on it.
Just pushed down on it. It must have caught him just right because it looked like he put a lot of force, but it just popped out.
His hand was on the back of his shoulder, and he pushed down to clear the arm and dislocated the shoulder.
Now, earlier we had a chance to talk to Matee through the help of a Thai interpreter. And Matee talked about a number of things, but perhaps the most important is the importance of this fight tonight against Panjunsuk.
เพราะผมต้องการเผยแพร่ศิลปะมวยไทยแล้วก็ต้องการใช้เสียงเพื่อธุรกิจของผม
He wants to show the art of Muay Thai, and he wants to make a name for himself here in the States because he's not well known here in the United States, being here only 8 months. So that's our goals.
Now, he is not only showing the art of Muay Thai, he is showing the art of courage here tonight in this main event.
Absolutely.
Wow. A dislocated shoulder in this 4th round appears to have been popped back in through the help of the ring doctor. And he doesn't appear to be any the worse for wear, but the question I'd want to know is this a chronic dislocating shoulder?
That's a good question. You hear a trick knees, could be a trick shoulder. I don't know. I wish I could get that doctor over here. I've been having problems with my right knees.
Well, we're at the Santa Ana Star Hotel Casino in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Phil Stone, along with Blinky Rodriguez, Bob Cheney, and Brent Stone, as we come to you all across the United States and Canada on in-demand television. And we hope you're enjoying this night of World Championship Kickboxing as much as we're enjoying bringing it to you. Round 4.
Panjunsuk just really is like always in a hurry. There goes that shoulder again.
And they're going to throw the towel in.
Good. I would not have wanted to see him continue that fight.
I absolutely agree with that.
There's no doubt he would have.
It's back in. He pounded him on the top rope, and it's back in.
They threw the towel in, and the referee Cecil Peoples told him.
He's got to stop this fight.
Fourth time the shoulder has popped out in 2 rounds. Unbelievable. Panjunsuk in the red, white, and blue. Matee in the royal blue.
It's surprising that Matee would lock up into neck wrestle with a position to fight from the outside with the legs.
Shoulders out again. They're going to throw in the towel. That's it. Fight's over. And a smart call.
What a lot of courage.
No question. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, even he found a way to put his own shoulder back in. That's incredible. I mean, that is incredible.
He has my respect.
And the respect given to him by Panjunsuk, who in fact even bowed to him right now, Bob, and that is an indication that he earned his respect.
I think he's earned the respect of everybody in this room. Everybody that's viewing this fight has to have tremendous respect for this fighter. he makes a nice statement about the courage of these fighters in Thailand.
Now, Blinky, you live this sport. Bob, you've been in it a long time. Ever seen anything like this?
I have not. There's many trips to Thailand. Never seen this in Thailand.
The closest thing I can remember was in Osaka, Japan. In the first round, I went to front kick to the #1 contender in Japan. My left knee popped out. My brother-in-law, Arnold, gets me back in the corner. Right at the end of the round, it popped out. I went down like a feather. He pops my knee back in. He says, you better go out there and knock him out this round. I come out, I throw one of them Hail Mary full of grace, overhand rights, hit the guy on the chin. He don't get up, Bob, and I'm praying, don't get up. Please don't get up. But I've never seen someone's shoulder pop up this many times.
You did it once. He did it 4 times.
I hear you. I hear you. I was saying anything close that I can remember.
An unbelievable ending to this fight. Now, they say if you hang around sports long enough, you'll eventually see everything. You know what? I think we just saw everything.
Yeah, we did. This would sure make it over on those bloopers.
I'm sure people would like to see a rematch of this fight.
Absolutely.
I would.
I would too. I'll buy the ticket.
Panjunsuk, all 5 feet 10 of them, in the 4th round stops the world champion Matee. Let's go now to Chris Gregory.
Ladies and gentlemen, the red corner stops the fight 1 minute 25 seconds of the 4th round as the fighter is unable to continue. We have a technical knockout and a new IKKC World Welterweight Champion, Panjunsuk. Presenting the belt is John Beck.
Well, you have to know, this is not the way Panjunsuk would have elected to put that belt around his waist. But I'll tell you, when it's all said and done, it's around his waist.
It's around his waist, exactly.
But, you know, Phil, he was starting to take charge of the fight. Those wicked shots to the body were really starting to take their toll. And
look at his right leg. I mean, there's some serious welt.
And what's interesting of the welt on Matee's right leg is that you can see the imprint of every toe.
Every one of them.
What an incredible fight, this main event. The IKKC World Junior Welterweight Muay Thai Championship goes to Panjunsuk. Came all the way from Saraburi, Thailand.